Serena Williams is known for being one of the best female tennis players to ever play the game of tennis. Her determination and leadership on and off the court has made her a role model for all women around the world and even men. She currently holds a staggering 23 Grand Slam wins. A Grand Slam is a win of one of the four major tennis tournaments in the world. The four Grand Slam tournaments are Wimbledon, the French Open, the US Open, and the Australian Open. The current record for Grand Slam wins was set by Margaret Court of Australia, which is at 24. Serena later stated in Vogue magazine, "I absolutely want more Grand Slams. I'm aware of the record books. My eyes are set on 25. Serena is stating that she wants to go down as one of the best female tennis players to ever play the game of tennis. With her determination and strong will, I believe that she will be successful in achieving this goal. Serena has overcome tremendous circumstances in her life. In 2003, her sister Yetunde was shot and killed in a drive-by. And then in 2011, Serena was diagnosed with pulmonary embolism, which is severe blood clots. In Serena's case, the severe blood clots were in her lungs, and she was rushed to the hospital to have emergency surgery. The mortality rate for this disease is 30% if untreated. Due to the pulmonary embolism, Serena was forced to take a year off of tennis. After a year off, Serena returned right back to the court and was just as dominant as before, where she recorded a 2012 Olympic gold medal in doubles. And her doubles partner was not only but her sister Venus. This would be Serena's fourth Olympic gold medal. In September 2017, Serena's life took a turn differently than the tennis court, where she gave birth to her first child. But before she gave birth to her first child, 2 months into the pregnancy, Serena recorded another Grand Slam win at the French Open. After her pregnancy, many people believed that Serena would never return to the tennis courts, or if she did, she would never return to the caliber that she was at before. Serena came back in full force and was able to prove these individuals wrong, and just 10 months after giving birth, she recorded yet another Grand Slam victory at the French Open. She was constantly in final after final, climbing the rankings, which she dropped tremendously due to having to take time off due to the pregnancy. This was very huge and empowering for women all over the world to see how she can bounce back from such a significant setback, and she was able to just come back right where she left off. It was very empowering to women all over the world. She was getting praise from fans, moms all over, opponents that she faced. Everyone was amazed at what she was achieving, and it was just amazing to see everyone come together to embrace Serena and see how much that brought people together. Serena later posted on Instagram, "For all the moms out there who had a tough recovery time in pregnancy, here you go. If I can do it, you can do it." This just shows how strong a person Serena is, but she's constantly fighting for empowering women, and she's constantly pushing to stop gender equality in sport. And with her determination, she was able to accomplish these goals and empower women all over the world so that they can achieve anything. Serena Williams is the face of USA Tennis, and she's also the poster woman for Nike. She portrays a strong, independent woman who is constantly in the media. Serena is constantly on television in shows like Oprah and Ellen. She has appeared in The Simpsons as a voiceover. She's also appeared in movies like Pixels. But not just that, Serena has started her own Anaris clothing line, which is in department stores like Walmart and Midwest Tennis. Serena has also started the Serena Williams Foundation, which focuses on giving education to underprivileged youth, and they also build houses for people in need in Africa. She's constantly breaking down barriers and doing things that other people aren't doing but she just wants to give back, and just shows how much she cares about helping other people and how strong she is as a woman. Serena is constantly challenging cultural norms in the tennis world. Her fiery, fierce personality is something the tennis world has never seen, and it really brings people in to tennis to watch her on the court, but she has this kind of fire plug atmosphere that no one has ever seen before. It's very rare for individuals to argue with the officials, but it's usually not scrutinized much if a male has to argue a call, but when a female argues a call, it's a whole different story. No female is supposed to argue a call. This is due to how gender unequal the tennis world is. Females and males can participate in the same tournament and win the same tournament, but the male will still receive more pay than the woman, which doesn't make any sense. It isn't right, but it's just how the tennis world has been and what Serena has been trying to break for years after years. Just recently in the US Open, Serena was getting violation call after violation call, which she believed she was being targeted by an umpire. The umpire stated that he believed that she was cheating by receiving calls from a coach in the stands. Serena was obviously not cheating and felt that she was being attacked with these violation calls and wanted to speak her mind. She stated, "I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand for what's right for her. I've never cheated. You owe me an apology." She received 3 violations in this game, which eventually cost her the loss. After Serena stated this, it was caused a public uproar in the tennis world. Media was constantly in. It was on every news station, every sports center, ESPN, and it really shined a light on the tennis world, on how she was being targeted and this was not right. Not only did she result in a loss of the match, but she also received a $17,000 fine due to sticking up for herself and fighting for equality. After the match, she was in an interview and she could have sulked and felt sorry for herself for losing, but she decided to take a different turn and shine a light on how gender unequal the tennis world is yet again. An opponent that she had faced previously, Alizé Cornet, was penalized and fined for adjusting her shirt on the tennis court. Now, men are able to adjust their shirt whenever they want. They can take off their shirt, change right on the court, no penalty will be given. But Alize's shirt was on backwards and she just adjusted it and she was penalized for it, which ended up losing her the match. And she was fined, which it just shows that if men can do it, why can't women? Just showing how gender unequal tennis world is. So Serena brought this to light and was saying how this isn't right and showing the media, and this got blasted everywhere. Since Serena has brought this to light, the US Open has came out and said that they are working to ban this rule and it will be done for good. That men and women will be able to do the same exact thing on the court. If Serena had never done this and never thought about fighting for an opponent, not herself, but an opponent, this rule would have never been banished and the women would still be fighting to become equal like the men. But for Serena not thinking about herself and thinking about others, she was able to get this rule banned for good. Serena Williams is not only a tennis player, she is a strong, determined, fearless, empowering leader who's constantly fighting for female empowerment and to strengthen women and to stop gender equality for good. She's constantly going out of her way to help people in need and working for a bigger goal than just herself. I believe Serena Williams is going to go down as one of the biggest leaders for females in sport of her time, and she's only going to continue to progress on the things that she's breaking down in the sports world.